Oh, thank you. Okay.
I think we got you now. Can you hear us?
Yes. We tested the microphone.
Perfect.
Yay.
All right, we'll give the floor to you and just give us an overview report for the last couple of weeks, maybe.
I wonder if our owl is dying.
Is it plugged in?
It is. I'm just saying, I wonder if it's.
There, it shouldn't die if it's plugged
You
in.
don't have a light now.
Yeah.
All right. So at the down at the waste facility, Stephen is still working at getting everything up and going. He has the one side up and running. He did clean out the UV channel today. And he has a really cool picture. We can share it with you guys, but it's gonna need some more scrubbing. But we can show you a before and after, and you can see quite a big difference. He said there's about 2 inches of septic sludge on the bottom of the channel there that they were able to clean out. So that should hopefully help with the E. coli, but we'll have to still scrub down those bulbs even more. Let's see.
Oh, wow. That was the app, I assume.
To clarify, I got the first bank of bulbs cleaned up. I've still yet to do the second bank of bulbs, but hopefully I can do that Friday.
And then what else have you done down there, Stephen? You've worked on the check valve there at the water plant, correct?
I did pull the check valve apart for the second pump, and it's a metal on metal seal. So I was able to remachine that seal. I didn't have a chance to test it yet because I was waiting for some sealant to dry on that check valve before repressurizing it. So I'll know shortly whether or not that helped, but I at least gave it my best effort to rebuild it versus replacement just yet.
Did you say that was a specialty check valve? It wasn't easy to get. You were gonna have to do something, retrofit something different there if you had to replace it.
Well, it's kind of one of those things where the manufacturer will end up changing designs, or even if you knew who the manufacturer was, maybe you could get another one. But at the end of the day, it is just a 4-inch flange check valve, and it could be replaced, but it's all bolted in there, and everything was built to a specific size when they cast the concrete pedestals and stuff. So to actually replace that check valve, it'll require just some additional fittings. It can be done, but trying to rebuild it at least was the path of least resistance first.
Let's hope it works.
Well, I didn't have a chance to test it just yet because I was waiting for some sealant to dry, but I just put that back together today.
Okay.
Excellent.
And then we did get 3 quotes for the pumps that need replaced. I don't know if Kim, were you able to share that with them, or
Not yet,
what
no.
the procedure is for doing that?
I have not yet, no.
Okay. Essentially, we're looking at, I want to say, it's about 20,000.
Yes, it sounds right.
Denver Pumps would be our recommendation. They were the ones that got back to us the quickest and more detailed quote. The last one I sent was kind of just an email. It wasn't really a quote. So, and it didn't include freight or taxes.
Yeah, I think we got 3 competitive quotes. We should just move forward with that and get that in. Kim, what's your thought?
I agree. Do you all want to see those quotes, or are you good with us choosing the best out of them?
I think so.
They're all coming in at the same.
Denver pumps.
Yeah, I think I'm comfortable.
Denver pump.
I won't speak for everybody else, but I think I'm comfortable.
Yeah. Chris, did you hear that?
I did, yeah. So we will let Denver Pumps know then to go and order those. I want to say they have, one of them's like a 3 to 4 week lead time, and the other one's 5 to 7. So we'll get those orders so we can get that you put in as soon as they come in. We are still waiting on an update from Quantum Pumps on the auger and the pump and everything that they did take out to see where we're at with that. I don't know if we've heard anything back yet. Mike, have you heard anything?
I have. They actually did tell me that the auger can be rebuilt, needs some brushes and some bearings, I believe. And then the screen itself, they're getting a price on replacement. And then I think they're waiting for full diagnosis on the motive pump that we're trying to get replaced.
And if we can repair that, that's the new one we're ordering, is that motor pump one of the new ones? Is
That
correct?
motive pump, we want to get it replaced, or I'm sorry, we want to get it repaired because we want to have a backup in the future.
Right.
The previous one that had gone to a shop to be rewound or something happened, that one never came back. So we don't want to make the same mistake with this one. If we can have one on the shelf that's at least been rebuilt, it'll get us through in times of trouble.
Agreed. Excellent.
And then just an FYI, we have a sanitary survey coming up at the end of the month on the water side. So the state will be down there. We are working, getting all the documents that they have requested in place. And to them to kind of make the on-site visit shorter. The one thing that I do fear about is going to be your storage tank inspection plan and all the inspections that have been done in the last 3 years. So we may see some pushback from them on that. But once we meet with them and stuff, we'll figure out the plan and be able to correct that issue.
And I sent all the backflow paperwork and reviews that they wanted. So
We got those and the grease traps. And I tell you what, they're some of the best spreadsheets that we have seen for tracking. So they're beautiful.
thank you. You like my color coding?
Absolutely. Yes, it helps a lot.
Excellent. Sounds like we're
That's the
still
anal
on
part
our
of me.
way, so. Thank you, gentlemen, for all your work again.
Yes, and Ted is working alongside of you guys to
Yes.
realize.
He's loving
He's
it.
able to help us in the
And
future.
learning so much.
And
Yeah.
Ted is doing a great job too. Just so you guys go, you guys found a gem there.
Yeah, I absolutely love Ted's help. He is so useful.
Yeah, he is very useful in a lot of ways.
Yeah, him.
And
taking
then
by Mona's.
Josh will be out tomorrow to work on some of the meters that need replaced. So when he does reads on the 15th, it goes a little bit quicker for him. He did find quite a few. It sounds like the last time going through when doing no reads that, the wires weren't connected, just some little things like that. So hopefully he can cut that down to where it's not so many no reads.
Good,
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
excellent.
things actually work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're gonna-
like that.
To be
We like it when things work.
done for, 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again,
Side-
thank you, gentlemen.
Yes.
Side note too, something that's going to be coming up soon for the wastewater plant is I'm trying to get reactor 1 drained down now, and that one is very, very full of trash and septic sludge. So coming soon, I'll need to vac truck all that out.
It is expensive.
Yeah. But once
And
we
we
get it,
will work to get quotes on that.
and once we get it working properly, we won't have to worry about so much trash and stuff getting to there in the future.
Well, I'd
Right. Well,
say,
once we have the auger,
Right.
yeah, and I'd say alone just with what Stephen accomplished with that UV system, we're already going to see greatly reduced E. coli numbers moving forward.
I've already significantly improved the effluent and clarity, but it's kind of at a point where I probably can't get it any clearer without that second reactor online. There's just limitations in the way you can get bugs to grow, essentially, by doing continuous flow through one reactor.
But he did show us like the original one, like the water was like a dark green, yuck. And the one he has, you can actually sort of see through it. So it's like,
Wow.
And Steve, do we still need to get down there and pull that auger out? We haven't done that, correct?
Quantum did come and pick that auger up, and they have it.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, good. Excellent. If that's all you guys have, that's all we got.
Sounds
Thank you
good.
very
Well,
much.
We appreciate you guys.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Excellent. We'll move on to Kim Boyd's staff reports.
Okay, I just have a couple things. So we're figuring out a way to work with the money we've been able to attain toward our redundancy project. So we have $2 million, 1 million, and then the potential to get back, or not a potential, guaranteed to get back our other million from DOLA that we had to give back last year in grant money. You know what, you've got this look on your face, you know what I'm talking about?
Where's the, I knew about DOLA, where's the other million?
We got a $1 million appropriation from over to congressional appropriations.
And we actually got
We actually
approved
were
for it.
awarded it.
It's not gonna be pulled back.
No, gonna be pulled back. No.
Okay.
No, we got that.
All 15 projects were allowed up to a 5 million ask. They tabled all of that because we should have known by last October and we didn't. But she was able to get them to come back to the table and guarantee each one of us $1 million.
Okay, good.
So we have 2 million now. So now that the strategy has shifted to a lot of conversations I've had with DOLA and Whitewater engineers over the last week, trying to figure out a way to phase this project to maximize our funding potential to the maximum. And through those conversations, a phased project approach has been identified between Brightwater and myself as the most viable competitive strategy in doing this, kind of like we're doing with the street project. Brightwater has outlined a logical sequence of phases that allows the authority to advance planning and design while remaining flexible in its funding as it becomes available. I did run this by DOLA today. They do feel it's the most logical approach to how to get this project accomplished. Those phasing right now is identified as phase 1, well-designed permitting and bidding, including surveys, environmental review, and engineering support. Phase 2 would be well construction that includes drilling, testing, and water quality analysis. Phase 3 is water treatment design, informed by results from the well construction phase. Phase 4 is water treatment construction and system integration. A potential 5th phase, if testing indicates needed, would be adding a green sand system on there if the testing shows that it requires a green sand system. That would also potentially be another funding request because that's a 1.5 cost estimate for just the green sand system. As we discussed with DOLA, this phasing allows you guys to pursue grants incrementally rather than attempting to fund the full project at once. And Brightwater has said that this is advantageous. They never really agreed with CDPHE when we were trying to go after the SRF funding because they wanted it all up front, all the money obtained all at once. And they said it's really not a feasible approach because you need to drill it, test it, see what its output's going to be before you can even really design to it. So having that flexibility now is created a better process as far as Brightwater is concerned. We did discuss limitations associated with the traditional financing methods, which is the SRF funding. The debt financing would result in significant rate increases for our existing customers, and that's just not feasible. DOLA has acknowledged these constraints and has encouraged our pursuit of grant-based funding strategies, supplemented where appropriate by local match and developer participation. We also discussed aligning an infrastructure investment with future development. As I touched on the last meeting, we've had an influx of developer interest in KWWA again. Some of those developers, via word of mouth by some realtors, have no interest in coming in here until we have a well and infrastructure in place for them. That's great. Go on to the next town, because if you're coming into a town and the impact of your development is so great that it requires extension of any of the infrastructure, you're going to play a part in paying for that. That's our stance on it, and that's just the way it's going to be. And that's DOLA's stance on it as well. Um. Our water availability right now for development exceeds the draft water plan assumptions, meaning we're in the same place we were when, that development was, being proposed down on 45. They were gonna do it in small increments, up to 10 permits, and then there was gonna be a requirement to put in a redundancy well. We can take on about 10 permits right now, building permits for new development, but anything past that would require, an extension of our infrastructure. It's just the way it is. So we are there right now, after we got the approval from DOLA today on the phasing, proposed phasing. Now, Right Water is preparing a plan level cost estimate for each project phase, to go with that. They're doing this in preparation for me to go back to DOLA and reapply for those funds. DOLA said there's no problem getting those funds back. However, the year in which we're in right now, they're only gonna have one cycle. And they're not gonna have enough in this one cycle to give us the full $1 million back. So it made more sense to go in with a phasing aspect so that we can only ask for the funds we need for that phase. And then go back again for the next phase. So phasing it allows us to go back multiple times and ask for funding as opposed to having to have it all up front. My thought and Dola's thought is by the time we get toward the end of this, in the last couple phases, we'll have identified development coming in. And we've talked about a cost share in that with that potential development, where that first development coming in it's made clear to them that in order for you to put this in and at the rate that you want to put it in, there's going to have to be an extension of the infrastructure here, and you're the one that's going to have to help fund that. And then what we do is create a cost share agreement. Any development that comes in after them, there's a proportion that is divvied up between whatever number of those developers are that they would have to pay back to the first developer and what he paid to get it all in. It's a thought, it's a proposition right now. So that's kind of where we're at and kind of brainstorming how we're going to get the project done. And get it funded all the way through construction. Any questions?
Where's the proposed developer wanting to build?
We have a
Part of
few areas right now, and it's not just one developer. So we have County Road 45 down there that's still, it's de-annexed right now, but it's seemingly coming back on the table and not necessarily with that developer. We have the property up by the water tower now that's being looked at. We have a developer that's looking at the property to the north of the mobile home park, right across from the fairgrounds. And then, any other development that comes in areas of town that open up for it.
Is the area north of the fairgrounds in the city limits?
No,
So
that
it
would have to be annexed in.
too.
That would have to be annexed in. The one down 45 would have to be annexed in. Our town limits stop on the east side of Ute Road at the edge of the mobile home park. That 41 acres that butts up to it is in the county right now. Is that all on that one? Okay. Second thing is, in light of this information and these developers that are coming out of the woodworks, and through discussion with the Wolf guys that are gone now, there is
And
a sincere need to increase your tap fees. All of this that we're experiencing right now with the sewer plant, it can all be easily mitigated with the tap fees that can be brought in from at least one development. So Sasha and I have spent the last couple weeks. I've got 19 responses from 19 municipalities on what their fee structures are, water, sewer, and tap fees. And we've compiled all of that into spreadsheets. My request to you is to consider this further, because I know there's been some pushback in the past. But we really need to start looking at that a little closer to get us in a good position and ready for that development. We're not looking for immediate action, but I am looking for whether you would be open to holding a board workshop dedicated to reviewing the data and the state input and exploring policy considerations together as it relates to tap fees, or if you would rather have us compile a report and a recommendation based off the data we've collected for the water authority and tap fees. I'm not looking at water, I'm not looking at sewer fees, I'm looking at tap fees specifically.
I'd like to see the spreadsheet first.
Yeah.
I know that we dealt with this at the library. I don't know if I'm on the library board.
So do you
Tap
just,
fees and-
do you just want us to send that to you?
Yeah, just, you
Okay.
have the name of the towns.
And we've done,
Yeah.
I've also gone in and pulled the population for those towns and any kind of information that would have made them more in line with Kiowa.
Good, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to see that just to
Okay,
study it for
Yeah.
before we have
we'll
it.
send it to you.
And then we can have a workshop.
Yeah.
If
after
we
we've
need
all
to.
had a chance to
Yeah.
look
Might
at
not
it.
even need to.
Yeah.
It could be a cut and dry.
So yeah, we
We'll-
might be able to.
We'll get the spreadsheet sent to you.
I would
Yeah,
say,
because we both reached out to our various contacts to get
Yeah.
info, and so,
you know, when we both had this discussion with us, they brought this to us, we didn't bring it to them.
yeah.
And they asked us when they started dealing with the issues at the sewer plant, what our tap fees were here. And we told them, and they're like, I'm gonna come buy about 20 of them from
I was gonna
them.
say, we're probably real cheap.
Well, it's funny because Mike lives in a very, very rural area. I think there's only 50 homes in
Mhm.
that community, but they have a sewer and they have a water service. Their tap fees were $90,000.
Wow.
But you have a small population base,
Right,
and that's all you have to rely on for.
yeah.
Yeah, but the developer pays those, so
Right.
Correct. The developer
That's
pays all
Mike
those.
developed his own
That
house,
doesn't-
and built his own house.
we don't have to put the bill for that.
You're right.
Right.
The people in
And we
town,
shouldn't.
the people in town don't have to. It's developers.
Right.
And I'll tell you, the tap fees are the least of the worry of these developers coming in town.
Okay, then let's jab them.
Okay, we'll send you the spreadsheet and you can make some thoughts.
Well, I
They're
think-
the ones that should be paying it,
Well,
not your current resident.
no.
Yeah.
I think that it then pays for your upgrades and pays for your
Well,
maintenance.
and in truth, right now,
Yeah.
your current residents are the one paying for it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
They're paying through the increased fees we're charging
Right.
them, you
And
know,
we're-
when we have to increase the sewer to pay for
We
the
can't do
sewer.
that anymore.
No,
Like it.
Thank you.
I put triple stars. We'll send that to you.
Excellent. Anything else for Tim? Josh had it, yeah.
Okay, mine is pretty short and sweet. You have the system total reports, based on the work that Steve and Josh and Ted and Mike and those guys are doing. We went from a 56% loss down to a 36% loss. After they were able to fix some of the issues, with the tower and everything. So that's a positive step in the right direction. Made me happy. I was like, yay. I sent 1 shut off notice and 10 warning letters this month. So, so we're down from last month where I had lots. Although I didn't have to shut anybody off last month, they all paid. Minus our one that's out there. So, nothing too crazy for me other than that. So we've been
Um,
just kind of working behind the scenes on
We
stuff.
did issue another lien,
Oh, yes,
pretty.
we did.
It was a debt. So the property's vacant due to the debt. And there's been no response to the billing that continues. to be
Yeah,
there.
I haven't been able to reach any family
Now,
members.
Get cut off because there's been a debt there. There's almost a basic cost every month and that bill continues to go out to whoever the next
Yeah,
dependents, whoever's taking that over.
Yeah, I've tried to reach out. There's like no forwarding address. There's no forwarding contacts. I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody. So for now, we've put a lien on it and,
If it goes to probate and it's sold through probate, the authority will get their money on it.
That's not the one we were dealing with, is it, Don?
Don't
At
you-
the, at your building? Or who
No.
moved the one, okay,
This one's over in Pond Valley.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
we pay the water up there.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I get a check from his crew for all of them. So,
Big check.
Only when you start watering. Summertime,
Really big.
summertime, yeah, summertime.
Excellent. Any questions for Sasha? Thank you, Sasha.
Yeah, thank you for all you're doing,
Thank
Cameron
you
and Sasha.
for reducing that loss.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I am just reporting that it has gone down 20%. So that's woo. I'm excited about that. So
So we.
Move on to the next item, old business, the Kiowa Water and Wastewater Conceptual Water Plan. I know that there's still some discussion and some readings and some questions and some, so I think that we're not. If anybody has any questions, otherwise we're gonna continue to address.
Very close. And I don't know if you all have any questions or any outstanding issues with it. I did take back the concerns from the county attorney regarding the language in the determinations. And the response back was they feel confident that the wording that is going into the revised water plan is sufficient. That there doesn't need to be egregious legal fees or otherwise extended to change the determinations. The determinations are simply stating where the water started from and was when those were made. It doesn't change the availability of them. So they don't feel the need to go back and change any of that at this point. What the verbiage in the water plan is sufficient.
Excellent. I'm gonna look over Teresa's red lines and give my input and we'll address this again next month. Sound good? Okay. Excellent. Anything in correspondence discussion?
I'd like to talk about, where we are with getting the fence around the water tower. And putting signs up to secure that area. That's been kind of on the agenda off and on and off and on. The last 2 years.
Signs are already up.
Signs are up, okay.
Signs have been up.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were having, until the last meeting, I thought we were having a problem with I don't know if this cable or Wi-Fi company that has their tower at the top of our tower. I thought it was them coming out and doing work and leaving the door open. So I shut it and locked it. And put a sign up telling them if they want access to the tower for any reason, they need to come down to town hall during business hours and get a key from Sasha and return the key to Sasha to gain access to the tower. I don't care what's on top of it. At the end of the day, it's our water tower. And it's our liability if something happens to somebody because they're in there and shouldn't be in there.
Correct.
So then the last meeting, the water guys tell us that they found beer bottles in there. So that tells me it's not the people from Direct Lane. So this lock is still there. The sign is still in front of the door. So the tower itself, as far as access wise, is secure. As far as the fencing, we've not approached that again due to the situation we're in right now and the money being expended to bring the water and the sewer back up to where it needs to be regulatory wise.
We pushed it off because we were gonna wait for a grant.
We were gonna wait for a grant and we
So-
haven't been able to identify a grant. And we found out that safe water plan, planning process, we can't utilize the money off of that anymore either. But I don't know what we can utilize that money for, and I won't until we're kind of done with that process and they can tell us what that money can go toward. But there's not been a grant that's opened up yet that allows us to apply for it to put the fencing in there.
What do you think, Laura? Don't you think we should go out and ask him to redo his bid and go ahead and get this done? Yeah.
That local
Instead of
one?
wait, yes, get that's done. Because material cost is not gonna come down. We
Okay,
need a fence. And I just think there's too much liability out there and it's too much, could be damage, we have to protect the property,
okay.
our assets.
10 grand, wasn't it?
Well, I should-
No, the highest one was $30-something thousand and his was 18.
Yeah. Okay, you want me to ask him to revamp his bid?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah,
Will do.
I think we need to address that and get it done.
Okay,
yeah.
I will ask him to revamp that and put it on the
I'm
next
gonna
agenda.
reiterate, your water is one of your most valuable.
It is the
resources
most
right
valuable,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
It's usually if you're gonna talk about domestic terrorism, people, and I know it's just Kiowa, but. It's
But
not
somebody
just
had
Kiowa.
beers up there.
I was gonna say.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, I will get him to redo his bid and I'll put it on the March agenda. Does that work?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you.
I wanted to ask about the IGA. I saw that last month we had some invoices from the lawyers. Has it been discussed with road?
The IGA goes with the water plan. So until we get the water plan synced, as soon as we get, they'll both go hand in hand.
Okay,
As soon as we get one done, the other will get done.
okay. That's with the county.
Yeah.
I have one other question that I should have brought up when you were talking financials. I'm looking at the profit and loss, and on page. Well, actually, it's a money market, the Kiowa, it's item 1020. The Kiowa money market, it says 0.
Okay, so
Where'd our money go?
it didn't go anywhere. It's your,
Okay.
it's your, water and sewer. It's split between those two accounts. underneath
Oh.
it.
Is that where it went?
That's your, yeah, it didn't go anywhere.
It-
It's being reflected on paper, so we're meeting the requirements of the USDA
Okay,
by having those, I don't know what is wrong with my brain right this second.
Water and wastewater
because we're
reserve
really-
account,
Reserve
13,
account.
what, 1320, yeah.
Yes, so it says 0 because it's the two line items underneath that split in half, each one. So every month when that money is put in there, I do a journal entry, splitting in a month,
Yeah,
the
so it's 13.
water reserve and the wastewater
okay,
reserve.
okay, all right, okay, good.
They're actually in the money market, but they're
Yes.
line itemed.
On
in the
paper, we're
reserve.
showing that we're meeting the requirements of the USDA loans.
Okay,
And, I just showing we have reserve accounts established. We've been under requirements since those have been established to show reserve accounts and we never have. So
oh, I remember
the
that.
last year's president came up with the idea to split it into two other accounts to show on paper that we do have the reserve account.
Okay, thank you for explaining this.
And we're actually making something in that.
We are.
Right, that was the
Yeah, we
most
are now.
important thing to put that in there.
Excellent, anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to adjourn. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned at 6:16. A long meeting.